Hey ARKS Up, Silhouette here, once again coming to you with fresh, steaming news from the PSO2 New Genesis Prologue 3 broadcast this morning. With the global beta test registrations and the fiasco that accompanied it finally behind us, I managed to get in, by the way, and that was one hell of a stream. We're back to looking forward to New Genesis, and the new Prologue has provided us with a lot of information. We're going to break down the information rather quickly, so if you're pressed for time, no worries, I've got you covered. There's not a whole lot that needs to be rehashed. The prologue mostly only dealt with new information, so we're going to move very quickly through some of the new features and other news regarding New Genesis. First things first, the single biggest and most significant reveal in the Prologue 3 is the launch of New Genesis. That's right, New Genesis's release date has been confirmed for June of 2021 for both the global and JP versions. In my opinion, I kinda still feel like this is a little too soon, but I'm going to be the good man here and hold out hope that Sega and the Phantasy Star team have been able to sort out all the issues and concerns that we had in the closed beta test 2 when we took part in it then. If you're interested in seeing any of that, I will place the video right up here in the corner, and you're more than welcome to check that out. Mostly just deals with me griping about certain things that I think really could be improved to make the experience much better and make the game a success. With the June launch confirmed, this gives us a window of time for Global's remaining content updates for PSO2 Classic, outside of some wildcards and maybe some seasonal events. Next, with the release confirmed for New Genesis, a new campaign has been announced, The Road to New Genesis 1 and 2. These will begin on May 12th, which is coincidentally the same week that the New Genesis Global Closed Beta is set to begin. A large number of Star Gems, accessories, emotes, and helpful items will be available to users during this time period for fulfilling certain requirements, including Twitter and Facebook campaigns, limited time mission completion, login bonuses, experience game boost, and having new and returning players in your alliance. Damn it, again? I gotta do that again. Anyways, in a similar vein, the Founders Packs were announced for New Genesis, which will be available on August 19th, 2021. They'll be distributed slightly differently in JP than in Global. I think JP will also be getting a soundtrack with their limited edition, which is unfortunate. We're not going to get that. Although, who knows what the future may hold. With them available as separate packs and DLC content across all platforms in Global. These packs contain fancy things such as new beachwear, stamps, accessories, body paint in the form of tattoos, hairstyles, again a new stamp, and probably the most exciting, a new kind of motion, specifically for swimming. This one allows you to swim by doing a front crawl instead of a normal swimming animation, and the reason this is such a huge thing is that previously we've been stuck with maybe the default motions that we've had in PSO2 Classic for quite some time. Now granted, New Genesis expanded on that, but that's never been added to. This opens the door for such amazing possibilities. What if you could get new jumping animations, new idle animations, new swimming animations, all this stuff styled after some of your favorite games in anime? It really does open the door for quite a few interesting possibilities. This is probably one of the biggest and most exciting things here. Alongside the release information for New Genesis, we got our first look at some of the story elements at play that we'll experience once we begin the game in earnest. Specifically, the player character will land as a meteor not in Central City, which is located in the middle of the Alio region, and it is where we were mostly exploring during the closed beta test, but on a small island in the west, and meet new characters, including our two main heroines this time, Aina and Manon. Aina is described as a spunky, energetic ARKS trainee, and will be one of the first characters the player meets when they begin their journey. She also seems to be using a rifle, so she's basically a female Aphan. You asked for this, not me. Manon is the second main heroine and has basically been confirmed as your Ara Ara One-san, big sister type character. She is described as being a sort of quieter character and retaining her memories as a Meteorn, albeit in fragments, which is something that is considered an anomaly, as most Meteorn do not remember their past whatsoever. Also introduced to us were a few supporting characters, including Garoa, the result of Zeno and Getomolt performing the fusion dance and becoming a Bara Bara Aniki type character with a macho booty. The chat seemed to be very fond of his Giga Chad energy and his resemblance to our previous characters. Alongside him comes Dozer, rounding out the fearsome foursome and described as being a passionate instructor for the ARKS, essentially making him this game's version of Saga, but with a fresh coat of Regia-styled paint and charisma. On to character customization, probably one of the more fun parts of this. We had a lot of very new information here. Probably the biggest one again being the motions mentioned before, which is amazing, but we've also received some new information about some new default cast parts and outfits, as well as interesting information about customizing those outfits. As you can see, we have some new default cast parts that we have not seen before, with the male version being particularly well received, giving its unique, sleek, and almost squid-like appearance. Along with that, we have also received information regarding being able to turn on and off ornaments on your outfits, which according to the infographic can very dramatically change the appearance of the outfit, giving you a whole lot more room to experiment and possibly perfect your Sephiroth cosplay. Last but not least of the character customization side of things, new information on more minor animations such as your fingers and expressions have been revealed. Specifically, you can now customize your finger animations in other emotes. In the demonstration, we saw a number of already existing emotes being modified by changing how fingers were presented during the pose, allowing for things like having one finger extended to having a fist or even being a proper gentleman, pinky out. You guys in the chat really seem to enjoy this, and specifically the possibility of extending a very specific finger in the middle of emotes. I can't imagine why. Along with finger animations, more details about custom expressions were revealed. It looks like these will be accessible in largely the same way that emotion cut-ins are in PSO2 Classic, but with the key difference being that you can edit them and customize them freely, adding another 6 hours to the baseline of your character creation timetable. From there, each of them can be triggered via the cut-in chat system that we know and love to spam during the ARKS dance festivals. On to more technical information. Hero Arise shared some information regarding feedback received during the closed beta test 2, including some of the trials they faced during the closed beta test 2, such as the server crash due to block collapse on the first day, as well as the market issues during the second day, and a couple of the other emergency maintenances they had to go through. They also went over some of the feedback they received and addressed how they go about trying to resolve some of the more negative feedback they received during closed beta test 2. Unfortunately, there is no mention of some of the concerns we had, but that very well may be normal, considering the issues we addressed were fundamental and need significant amounts of change to be able to fix. It's worth noting that this is also a hype stream, so there's really no reason for them to go ahead and shoot themselves in the foot over this during that. So all we can really do is hope that it was taken to heart and cheer them on, because they're really undertaking a lot here. Next up is the detailed information regarding the global closed beta test and the rewards for players participating in it. According to Orion, global CBT will be a whole 3 days in length. That's a lot, going from 14th to the 16th, Friday to Sunday, and giving everyone ample time to enjoy the game in their leisure. While there is no information about whether this will allow for characters to be imported from PSO2 Classic, this will be linked to your account through the Windows Store, and therefore a number of rewards will be distributed for participating in the beta test and performing certain actions or reaching certain goals. Be sure to attend to this information, as I'm sure some of this is highly desired. Last but not least, for those of you concerned about whether your hardware can run New Genesis, a benchmark software has been announced and will essentially be released in late May for both JP and global players. The benchmark tool will basically be a character creator, and it will allow you to access character creation functions for New Genesis and design your character as you please, while also testing the limits of your machine and making sure that your potato is not burned, but only reasonably baked. Again, aside from a bit of friendly and fun host banter, this was basically everything they covered in the Prologue 3 broadcast. There was a lot of fun moments between the hosts. They seem to be very good at this. They're very charismatic and fun, and Sega has provided, again, some excellent post-production translation, so everyone can enjoy the event across the pond, as it were. A few people thought it was a little cringy at times, but you know, it was in good fun. It was fine. It was great. I encourage you to go and check it out. Check out the broadcast yourself if you haven't yet. It is a lot of fun and it's a great experience. And that's everything, guys. New Genesis has officially been announced and revealed and given a release date. We're on the road to the new game now, boys. Unfortunately, no new information on weapons or new classes. Don't worry, Braver, Bouncer, or Summoner mains. I feel your pain, really, right here in the Kokoro. I was hoping for Bouncer myself, and it does beg the question about whether we will see them in New Genesis sooner or later, and what that means for importing weapons from PSO2 Classic to New Genesis for classes that don't exist yet. If you're interested in more guides, tips, and news for Phantasy Star Online 2 going forward, give me a like on this video and subscribe. It'd be the world to me. And if you want to catch me live, I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning, and every second Saturday night at twitch.tv/sillygames. That's everything, guys. You are all wonderful. This is Silhouette, and I'm signing off. ARKS Ops, may you have all the rare drops.